We have been guided above all by the principle, by a belief in the underlying unity of Europe. We have believed in ourselves as Englishmen and Europeans. We have believed in our fellow Europeans, and we have believed in the destiny of Europe. That principle of the underlying unity of Europe guided us in the war. As ex-servicemen of the previous war, we did not believe in the division of Europe, in the massacre without good reason of yet another generation of young Europeans being thrown against each other to fight and destroy one another in unnecessary war. We were ready as ever to fight if the life of our own country was at stake, but the life of Britain was not at stake. And we opposed that war by all the political means open to us because we believed in the unity of Europe, and we did not believe in the division of our continent and the destruction of its young life without vital reason. I have spoken before, and I shall not repeat myself tonight. I've spoken of what took me into politics first, the concept of the young airmen with whom I served in the First World War, the men who on each side knew each other and loved each other in friendly competition in the days of 1914, in the early days of European flying, and were then thrown in mortal combat against each other by old men who were far away from the scene of that combat and had divided Europe in a totally unnecessary quarrel. And I described how coming back from that holocaust of my generation, I and others resolved these things should not occur again. Anyhow, that belongs now to past history. We followed then the guiding star of European Union, the resolve that these European peoples should not be rent by fratricidal war, but should come together in a great union, which should make them the greatest and most beneficent power on earth. Our task is to do what we are doing, and we began at Venice nearly some 20 months ago as I speak tonight, to bring together the best as we saw them of the Europeans, to get them to take decisions together, to decide on the policy which I have described tonight, that they would act and do these things together. First great step, after that the usual trouble, the difficulty, the struggle to move forward. Always in human affairs the same story. On willpower, endurance, and above all, faith and belief overcomes all. And my friends, let me say to you tonight, that now in the decisions of Britain, which have been bad in recent years, you have the greatest hindrance to the final achievement of Europe. More perhaps in that respect rests upon you, upon all of us, than any other people. Because if tomorrow the British people decided to do these things, the news of that would go like an electric shock of awakening and of hope right through Europe. Nothing matters so much as awakening our own people. Hard as I labor in other lands with other friends and comrades of ours, it comes back to Britain. We must bring Britain with all our knowledge, with our character, with our gifts, with our territories, into this immense concern which is going to be Europe and is going to save mankind. The only possible way to meet the practical problems confronting us today is to face the fact that we must have European government. And this movement stands alone against all parties for that policy. And that policy in the end, my friends, will come. If you wonder how and when and where, it will come. It will come in one way and one way alone. Not through existing governments, not by the maneuvers of the parliaments and the lobbies and the congresses. It will come under the stress of necessity in the economic crisis which will be inevitable. It will come in a great wave of popular feeling, in a great awakening of the European soul, in a sudden demand to end the nonsense, come together, and at last to do great things in a great way.